Afternoon everyone, how are we today? Thought we'd get a quick stream in today. So I'm from work early enough. So I thought we'd carry on from where we left off the other day and get our helper started on here again. A little money earning experiment. So let's get this one set off. Hey Richie, how you doing? Let's continue with our little project, see if our helper earns us some money here. Whilst we go and do a little bit of spraying on one of our own fields and then find the right tractor. It's just for you, which will be a Fendt this time. Just fill the sprayer up on the way out of the yard as well. We seem to have a slight weed problem on one of our fields. Hey Milton, how you doing? See if this thing gives out free herbicide as well, shall we? Don't think it does. Worth a try. So it gives out free liquid fertiliser but not free herbicides. That's an interesting one. Let's go and have an experiment with that one down the garden centre then, as we need some herbicide. See if that is a herbicide trigger down there. If I can remember how to get down there without getting lost. Being male, we tend not to use maps, we just get temporarily misplaced, then find a way back again. So how's everyone's day been today then? Hope you've not had to work too hard. Hopefully this tractor will be big enough given which field we're going into to do this. It might struggle a little bit. I don't envy you with that one, Witchy. I've got some here to do as well, but I ain't got that far yet today. I've only been home from work for just under sort of half an hour. Long enough to do the important bit and have a cup of tea. I think the garden centre's down this way. Might have to give in and put the map up if not. I see Nightbot has woken up. Probably gonna get well and truly lost down here now. So I see we've had a few new mods out today, but nothing too exciting in there. I think the big bag mod yesterday was the best one I've seen for a little while. I have now got it installed on here. I don't know if we can get through it that way actually. Shame you can't lock the drawbar on this to stop it from twitching so much at times. No, there's Nothing particularly interesting there today, is the Witchy. Want to see if this thing here is a herbicide, fill point. It is. So we have a herbicide fill point in the garden centre. It's worth bearing in mind. Have to make use of that a bit more. All we need now is a tank of what can take herbicide. So we don't have to run the sprayer down here for it. I know we got the New Holland Combine back today, but I didn't really see too much else in there of any interest. Nice pond yesterday if we want to put a water feature anywhere on the farm. Hi Dal, how you doing? A floating bus stop sign there. Let's see where the weeds have got to on this field. So still only showing as patchy on the map a few minutes ago. I see them in front of us, but they haven't got to this bit yet. Would you like an easier question, Dal? See how many times the boom's ground out on this thing. Yeah, I knew that was a herbicide point down there, Milton, but I wasn't sure if it actually worked or not. There's a lot of broken triggers on this map at the moment, unfortunately. I did start to have a look on GE last night and see what I could see with them. So we've got some interesting blocks in this field at the moment. I think we better leave that one there, Dal. You'll end up getting an injury. What's your hearing like for low flying frying pan, Dal, if you do sort of go too far with that one? I'm not going to have to see a domestic in the chat here, am I? Between you two? Is it that, Dal, or does Witchy just not want to damage a good frying pan? I didn't know what your aim was like with a frying pan if Dal was any trouble with you. That was it. Hey GD, how you doing? They're the sort of pens we used to throw at high school where you take the ink tube out and put a pin in it instead. Have to go and check on our worker in a few minutes, make sure the planter isn't empty again yet. How much that's going to cost in the worker to do that field. If it's not too much, we'll get the other one going as well. Not missed too much yet, GD. Just spraying the weeds on this field and set the helper going again on our little potato project over the other side. Okay, Witchy. Been having a good day, GD? Has the car behaved itself? I'll just check the map in a minute and make sure the herbicide is doing what it should do where the weeds aren't growing. Hopefully when we get seasons back, that'll take care of this patchy growth we've got on this field again. It's annoying when you end up with just half the field growing. Certainly has, GD. I've been out in the fens today. It's been a little bit cold around the Ely area. I think I just about defrosted now after the hour's drive home. I know we could have used a weed to do this, but we got the herbicide and I want to have a play with that buy point down there. Thought we might as well do it this way. It's a bit wider than the weeder. Well, isn't he the cheerful one then? The likes of us guys who have to do work outside don't want to hear that sort of thing. Be glad when the days are a bit warmer again doing that sort of thing. Problem my job is that involves a lot of standing still outside doing some things. You can't even move about to keep warm. Well, that must mean that the planter has run out by the looks of that. Hopefully it doesn't mean that's out of liquid fertiliser. Otherwise we're going to have to keep that thing filled as well. Just get to the end here, then we'll have to go and check that. So I don't think there's too much left in the middle of this field now after going once round it with this sprayer. Just leave that there a minute and just go and check on our helper and see which bit has run out. Liquid fertiliser. That's not so good, we're going to have to get that. So I'm not going to buy that, we'll take the planter down and fill up from our little silo down here. Looks like it's done a similar trick with the other pylon to what I've done with the first one. Nothing in this field, so we'll take a shortcut across it. I'll do this as cheaply as we can, so as this thing gives out free liquid fertiliser, that's what we'll do. If they update this mod to take that free bit away, I won't be updating it, that's for certain. I'm using these older ones still. Yeah, I think the actual temperature today is about sort of 6-7 degrees, but you add the wind into that milk, that's a bit cold, especially on certain areas around this way. The place where I was, known as the Fens, is not known for its hedgerows or barriers to stop the wind. Might as well fill up with seed while we're doing this bit. Certainly is, GD, it always seems to be. Lucky you, Milton. Certainly ain't 15 degrees over here. That's sort of April temperatures for us. Oh, that should keep that going for a little while. Ain't actually using too much liquid fertilizer. Might as well set that going here so that fills this gap in. Well, it seems to have left. See what it does when it gets to the bit it's already done. It's missing the odd bit due to the field terrain, but it's not too bad. I imagine your idea of colder in the morning's probably different trials as well, isn't it, Milton? Let's see how far we get with this sprayer full. Yeah, proper Bedford 2 GD. This is about the same age as what I am. A little bit younger, I think, isn't it, Milton? From memory. Can't remember what you said the other day now. I know you said it's one of the last of the genuine Bedfords before Isuzu started to make them. One degrees would be fairly cold for here, but bear in mind our daytime temperatures are really sort of 4 or 5 degrees more than that at the moment this week. Are you off to do a search at some point, see if there's one out there? I know you like hunting for these strange mods from time to time. Someone must have done something or one similar at some point. Now we know that isn't going to happen, GD. If you could break Giant's head, I dread to think what you could do with Blender or Maya or one of them. Okay, thanks Milton. Interested to see that. I think my one I had, my old Bedford pickup, was 2.5 or 2500cc. Lovely thing to drive and extremely economical. Come across a few older Bedford lorries in my line of work from time to time. You've had conversions done on them. Can't remember last time I saw a Bedford pickup around though. I don't think mine had power steering either from memory. Had a little bit of rust on it, but don't think I had power steering. And I had someone put some wide wheels on it. Wider wheels. They pretty much go anywhere. It never really cost me a penny in repairs when I had it. Wish they'd stop giving these weeds growth hormones, so they slow down their growing a little bit. I know the little ones you mean. I think the Bedford MIDI pickups. Can't remember the last time I saw one of them either. Right, so let's just about got this one done then. I'll just have a look on the map and see what I've missed on here. Hi Michael, no I haven't, but thanks for doing that. Okay GD. Right, let's have a look on the map here. See if we've got the weeds. Yep, that's all clear now. What for Witchy? I haven't seen anything yet. What have I missed? All right. Thanks for that then. I hadn't seen that yet. I'll pop on after the stream and have a look. That's obviously since I started streaming, because I was on there just before and I hadn't got it then. Nice surprise to come home to. Might as well refill this from the garden centre while we're down here. Oh, you haven't been talking about me behind my back again. Thanks, Milton. Of course, you already know that me and GD done that before I made you mod on my server, don't you, Witchy? I had to go through and remove everything. Certainly feel quick from that fill point there. So I just wish you could lock that drawbar, because in real life they don't actually work when you're on the road. They lock. Otherwise you turn them over too easily. Except for my old boss done, I think 4 or 5 times our John Deere version of this sprayer. That's true, GD. Got a little hideaway. We're not mean. The hideaway is known as the man cave. Right, I suppose we better have a look at our livestock once we get back to the yard and check all that's alright. As Milton refers to him on my server, my pets. Don't make me get the screenshots, GD. I've seen enough screenshots this week, I think. Various things as it is. Nice, that's another job out of the way. I don't know if any of our other fields need doing yet. What you mean is, GD, you've caused enough trouble, you're going to go back into hiding now. Leave me to deal with the after effects of it. Right, let's have a look what else it needs doing on our fields. Well, that one isn't drilled, so that's not a problem. That one needs lime. That one we haven't done anything to yet. Might just go up far end there and do that, and we've got that one to do something to. I think we'll have a trip up to field 19. wherever I left the drill. Starting to get a nice bit of wear on that now. Probably means it's down to something like 0%. Let's have a look. How'd I guess? 0%. I think we better do some maintenance on that before we go anywhere with it. On both of these, actually. What's the tractor got down to? 55%, so we better service that as well. Let's fill up the fertilizer first. So you remember when they were doing this on Sunday, the tractor was not getting up to speed because of that. Try and do it through the barn wall again, how I done last time. Top it up from the silo. It's nice having the fill points in the yard. Saves a lot of messing around. So I did have a look at the triggers on here in GE last night, and they seem very small for things like gates and doors. Well, that's why they're not working, I don't know. If I did enlarge them a little bit, I was going to have a look back and a chance to put it in game yet to try it. It's not a cheap repair bill. And we've done that now. And what the drill's going to cost. Fairly expensive still. Not quite sure how it affects the drill if that gets to 0%. Fill up from our magic seed point again. Get this up to the first field we ever started on with a live stream on here. It's an interesting shaped field. And I've got the one on the right there with the weeds on, which is the other potato planting one if we go on the right with the existing one. Try that out. I think your Maxim's done quite a lot of work on the server now, hasn't it, Milton? Just getting a fair amount of hours on it now. Don't think we need to do any harvesting contracts, but I think we've done enough of that for a little while. The harvesting we may try on hairs of trees instead and do a bit of forestry. Can't actually do any harvesting at the minute without buying another trailer, as ours is full of seed. It's getting up there with the hours then for game hours. Mind you, when I was messed about in the server controls last night, I saw we'd put about 110 hours on the MP server between us. I think you've probably put a lot of them on there. Got a little odd-shaped field in here with that extremely big hill in it, which I think will have to be drilled downhill and not uphill somehow. That's how much longer you've got off work, is it, Milton? I think I'll put wheat in on this one for something different. It's been sitting up here without a crop on it long enough. Another field which didn't look very big on the map until we got into it. We've got plenty of trees we can have a play with on here. Probably a tree harvester of some description. One or two of them. It's a good job we serviced that coming up onto this field. I imagine we're soon going to have to go and fill our helper up again, see what that's been up to. What mischief it's caused on that field. Forgotten what sort of shape this was on here. I knew it was odd shape, but couldn't remember how odd. And again, most people say I'm odd, so there's no difference me being on the field like this. I imagine you have been bored, Milton. How long have you actually been off now since your incident? Blimey, no wonder you're getting bored then if you've been off that long. It's bad enough when you end up having to take 2 weeks off being ill or there's some sort of problem, let alone that length of time. It's alright being off work if you're capable of doing everything you want to. Okay, you win that award then, Witchy. Don't think that's really an award anyone particularly wants though, is it, that one? Given the reasons behind it. I think the most I've been off through illness is about 4 weeks. Health problems. That's not a good one to really sort of wake up with, is it, Witchy, that? I'm just a miserable swine and don't want to leave the house a lot of the time. Much to certain people's annoyance. That's certainly true, GD. Expecting a certain person to leap in with a comment there, but he's taking his while. You ain't knocked him unconscious with a frying pan for his comments earlier, have you, Witchy? I see, you just come in to cause trouble again, then you go lurking again. Do you get the feeling GD's trying to get his own back, Witchy, for us not being in his stream when he needed us last night? Used to really enjoy this job in real life, drilling, especially when you start to see it come through afterwards within a couple of weeks. I know it's my fault, everything's my fault. Tried to help someone with an issue and caused another issue in the process. That's why we finished sorting the issue out by PM instead of on there. In regards to what you asked me about earlier, Milton elsewhere, and yeah, it sounded like a good plan with that field. I have another idea to mention regarding that as well. Something we can do in there, as and when required. I think first we need to rally some of our new recruits onto the server. They've gone back into hiding at the moment. Should be enough space to turn round in now. No, it isn't Milton. Howard was... Some of Howard went to Congskildy, some went to Dowds, well then that went on to Standard Engineer, and that sort of spread out between several different companies as to who got what. The actual Rotavator side of it, I think Dowds will acquired. Then Congskildy build some of them, as do Standard Engineering build an equivalent product. So I'm not sure who actually got the rights to what. I can almost guess what you're up to, Milton, with that one. Something I thought you might do. At least the servers keep you out of mischief while you're off work the last couple of weeks. You talking about a horticultural type rotavators, petrol engine ones, Milton, there, or tractor propelled ones? Howard built so many different rotavators over the year. So tractor propelled wise that the standard ones are equivalent quality of them. Yeah, Howard are well known for their pedestrian rotavators. I think the biggest pedestrian one was the Gem many years ago. Came with petrol or diesel engines. And the 400, 350, Bantam, all little petrol rotavators. The Howard Gem was quite a well-known and well-respected rotavator. There's a lot of nurseries still got them in use. There's one I went to do some work at a few months back, actually had 12 of them there in the stinger nettles, but were no longer used. Told the best thing I could do with them is put them on eBay, because someone will buy the whole lot of them. If you just put Howard Gem Rotavator into Google, you'll soon find out about them. Or even Howard Rotavator Company will probably come up with a lot of that sort of thing. It was not a rotavator you would try and lift, put it that way. Moved on to the Howard Dragon and other types of petrol rotavator. My late father had 2 Gems. That's a brand I've heard of and come across. Have the same thoughts of. I think the best description of is a little bit soft what they're doing. They like to brake. Whereas with the Howard you could throw just about anything at it and it would keep going. You can tell Howard are a good company because you can still get new bits for some of the ones made in the 70s. Yes to the first one and no to the second one. The first one is quite well known over here for certain things. Haven't seen anything flash up about our helper being stopped again. It'll still be going. Landing us all that lovely money over there. Oh, don't tease me like that, Witchy. I think I've just got some sausages for tea. Catch you later. Yeah, that's it, Milton. That's what I know about them. They're sort of a very cheaply built machine made for sort of soft soil and greenhouses, that sort of thing, more than heavy duty use. Some of the places I go run big 6 metre wide ones on tractors the same size as this one I got in game at the moment. They're working them quite deep as well. I do actually do training for people with pedestrian rotavators. Done one last year, and they just bought this brand new Husqvarna rotavator, but they said it wasn't a patch on the Howard they changed for it. It was good, but nowhere near the same quality or build standard. Bear in mind the Howard was probably 30 or 40 years old. Pretty much the same here with the brand. Not so much trailers, but maize drills, tillage equipment is where people know of them, and discs. Big heavy disc cultivators, I think, from memory. Nearly done. Maybe just tab across to the helper and see what it's up to. It's been quiet for too long. It's probably sitting there finished or something. Done something else ridiculously silly, like only helpers can at times in here. Get this back down near the road. We better find our helper. Would that be a Lonson by any chance, Milton? Oh, there's a surprise. It's done something silly. Told you it'd gone quiet too long. Hello Alexander, how you doing? Never trust the AI. Just when you think you can, they will surprise you by the looks of it. I never saw anything flash up to say that had finished. Alright, I know there's a company called Lonson which does knock-off Honda engines. Sort of look identical, same colour scheme, everything, but nowhere near the same quality. I think we'll just stay with this for a moment this time and see what it does when it gets back down this end. Not saying that you can't trust the AI, but you can't trust the AI. Considering the terrain on here, it's not really missing too much, which is good. Because what it does when it gets back down near the pylon this time is the big question. It'd be nice to get rid of that older style shed over there for something which looks a bit newer. Hopefully we're not going to have to do any maintenance on this tractor before it's finished this field. Starting to drag it down now. Just need a better grass cutter then, probably one with a rubber blade on it so it doesn't hurt parts of your body like fingers and hands and things. Rubber safety blade on the lawnmower. It's behaving itself at the moment. I think it might actually be safe to leave it now. Don't think it can do anything else silly around that pylon. We'll find our John Deere again. Go back to our other field. It's good if you've got all the fingers, makes things a bit easier. I'll put canola in this one. Yeah, I imagine you're looking forward to be able to get back doing things again, aren't you, by now? Probably fill this up with seed at some point on this field. Well, at least that's not missing, that's a start. It looks right if it's there. At least this could be safer in some respects. I don't think I could sort of be stuck indoors all day, every day, doing something like that. My job is sort of sometimes inside, at least I get some outside bits as well involving machinery. Even if I do get extremely cold some days doing it. You'll have to explore our extremely steep field of grass there at some point. Are you still lurking, Dal or GD? I think SG might have just dealt with it, so it should be alright. You might just want to take a look in VF's Discord. Keep an eye on there for a few minutes. Someone is, well, you'll see. SG is dealing with it at the minute. Just sort of see what's come up on my phone beside me. Obviously I can't do anything at the minute. Can't do much anyway. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Milton. We'll see how far we can get with this field in the next few minutes. Certainly isn't really hot out there over here at the minute. What time of day is it with you at the minute, Milton? Oh, you know, just before 5 o'clock in the evening here. Ah, on there. Yeah, I think we'll leave that subject alone at the minute. Is she about an hour behind us then? You just got to be different there then, have you? Hi Michael, all good thanks, how are you? Just remember, I'd actually done something before I try and do that. There we go. Check on our helper when we get back up this corner. I think we'll... all good, GD. Alright. Good reason to change the time then if it fits in better elsewhere. We're still behaving at the moment. Quite good with the light behind it there. You can definitely tell that's an old style barn there. Be nice that's replaced with some of the newer ones so the textures look better there. Concrete looks alright, but the wood looks all wrong on it. Right, let's just have a quick check of our livestock before we do anything else. So sheep have been breeding. How much wool we've actually got down there now, I'll have to have a look in a minute. Neat trick if the rooster's got 33 eggs to its name. Cows alright for food. I do like the way we have to do this now, where they don't need everything, you just give them the one thing where you want the production maintained at. Chickens alright, sheep alright. Have you actually got anything down the sheep yard at the moment I can tab to? Yes. How much wool have we got down here? Oh, so we've got 2 full pallets. What's the price doing for that? So wool is going up, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Milk is not too bad. Eggs are going down, so we won't do anything with that. What's wheat doing at the moment? Not a lot, because we've got a field of that to combine still. I think for now, that's where we'll leave it today. So I know Dave has just gone live. So I will disappear now and leave it over to Dave. So thank you for watching. I'll probably be back tomorrow. So hopefully I'll be seeing you then, as long as I get away from work in time. So thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed today, just please remember to hit the like button, it all helps. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye for now.